29. Tuesday will be cloudy with snow at times in the afternoon and a high of 33. With your AccuWeather forecast, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
From local sports to national newsmakers, this is the show everybody is talking about. Live from the Granite State, it's Mike and the Hoss on the Pulse of New Hampshire.
Good morning and welcome to Mike and the Hoss Show, powered by the Yum Shop on the Pulse of New Hampshire. I'm Mike Dene, and alongside Charlie Hossack, we are Mike and the Hoss, the Charlie Hossack that's not feeling well. We're trying to keep some distance in between us.
I'm okay. I have a cold. It's not a big deal. It's not the end of the world. And Mike was offering me tips prior to the show as to how I could prevent getting a cold, and they're like old wives' tales.
Old wives' tales. My tip number one was don't wear Birkenstocks in December. That's tip number one.
But I'm not wearing Birkenstocks outside in December. I told Mike prior to the show I like to go over to the gym, which is in our school, and I enjoy working out wearing Birkenstocks with shorts. And I mean, I have a sweatshirt on, but it's okay when I go outside, like when I go outside to walk the dog, or if I'm going to the ring.
You walk to the car.
When I'm going to the ring.
You walk to the car.
Mike, I'm outside.
Your cold car.
It's about 30 seconds.
This is a PSA for you. If you want to not be sick and get me sick, maybe pants and shoes, closed-toed shoes.
I will wear pants tonight at the game. How's that sound?
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm in a great mood.
Good.
I'm in a great mood because Jake Paul got smacked around last night.
Is it true that he has a broken jaw?
He says he has a broken jaw. He posted the X-ray.
Okay.
I don't necessarily believe everything, but I enjoyed seeing the broken jaw.
Yeah.
I enjoyed seeing that. I enjoyed seeing the punch that possibly broke his jaw.
That knocked him out.
To shut him up once and for all. Finally, he gets into the ring with a
boxer,
a real boxer that's in his career.
Yeah.
And that made my night.
So does not let's go back a little bit. That shows you how fixed the Tyson fight was. Because Mike Tyson probably is the greatest boxer of all time. Well, maybe Muhammad Ali, but one of the top boxers. And even at 50 plus years old, Mike Tyson could have devastated Jake Paul, and you could tell that he held back. And that was the whole conspiracy theory. There's no reason why that Mike Tyson shouldn't have knocked out Jake Paul.
So to stay with the conspiracy theory, Jake Paul was an underdog in this, a pretty massive underdog.
Yeah. And
the money still went on Jake Paul.
Yeah.
So, again, to stay with that conspiracy theory, did Vegas say, hey, you better play this one straight up? We're going to lose our shirts here if you win this one. So, but those were real punches that he took last night.
Yeah.
They weren't messing around. And so now he's saying that he's not going to fight in this weight class anymore. He's going to go to the cruiserweights. He's going to lose a few pounds.
He's going to lose the pounds.
Cruiserweight. And he finally fought a legitimate boxer.
Yeah.
And now what's his
well, I wouldn't say I take
Anthony
that back.
Joshua is looking for.
He's fought a legitimate boxer before, but he fought a legitimate boxer who actually boxed, didn't hold back. Mike Tyson's a legitimate boxer.
Yeah, but he was also 56.
Yeah, but he held back.
He did, and we saw that in the fight. But he's also 56 years old.
True.
This is somebody that is
kind
won a gold medal, 12 years ago.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that far, and now he's looking at fighting Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
So it's really a legit, and I think that hopefully this is a wake up call for everybody that Jake Paul is not a contender.
No, he's not a boxer.
He's a boxer. He's just not a contender. I mean, you and I can box.
I true. I guess
he's just not a contender.
Yeah.
So anyway, all right. Mike and the Hoss is powered by the Yemen Shop, located in the heart of downtown Wolfboro, and can be found on the Pulse of New Hampshire radio stations and all over the world on the Pulse of New Hampshire app. You can always catch up and listen to our previous shows on the Pulse Podcast Network, Spreaker, Audible, Amazon Music, or wherever you get your podcasts. The Yum Shop has over 100 varieties of fresh baked goods. I don't know why I can't read that. I read it every week, including 6 different types of bread and a full-service ice cream bar, and, of course, their most famous item, the gingerbread cookie. Make sure to visit the Yum Shop the next time you're in Wolfboro or online at yumshop.com. And while you're there, enter the discount code of Mike and the Hoss to receive 20% off a Gingy Box. Now, you can join the conversation, 603-228-2080. That is 603-228-2080. And a special thanks to the Heinz Group of Philadelphia and London for sponsoring our live stream on YouTube Live and Facebook Live.
Speaking of Philadelphia, I want to let you know, Mike, and it's the season of giving, it's the Christmas season, it's the Hanukkah season. I did something because I was thinking about you. I actually rewatched. I mean, I've seen it a million times. Rocky 2.
I was just to say Rocky 2, right?
Rocky 2. So I watched Rocky 2, and I have a whole lot more respect for Rocky 2 than I had. So no longer I'm going out here on the air, letting people know that it's still not my favorite, but there's a lot to it. And I feel like I understand where you're coming from with Rocky 2 being your favorite. And it's an all-around good movie.
It's a very good movie.
Very
Thank
good
you.
movie.
I appreciate that. Also, speaking of Philadelphia, we do have somebody calling in from Philadelphia who's going to the Eagles game. J-Dog Light, CJ, is going to be in, and he is going to give us a call. He's tailgating currently.
He's already started.
That's
11 in the morning.
6 hours. And so CJ fills in for J-Dog when J-Dog's on vacation.
Yep.
And we're going to be able to get a little update about what's going on before the Eagles game.
Yeah. He's a huge Eagles fan.
Huge Eagles fan. Big sports weekend for CJ.
Right.
All right. Opening takes brought to you by the Back Bay Boathouse,
where you can enjoy delicious food and drinks right next to the lake. Don't forget to order the $5 Mike in the Hoss penalty box during happy hour, Monday through Friday from 3 to 5 p.m.
Do you want this one or you want me to do it?
God, you start. Well, it's fresh. Let's talk about college football.
Well, college football playoffs were on. It started last night, Alabama and Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Great game, legitimate game.
Yeah, I watched.
2 legitimate powerhouses.
Yep.
And it showed what can be good about the college football playoff. Until you look at the bracket. Until you look at the bracket.
Yeah.
And you have 2 teams, James Madison and Tulane,
Yeah.
who do not belong in the college football. They're not the 12 best teams in the nation.
Correct.
And it delegitimizes, if that's even a word, about the whole thing. Are you telling me that Tulane is better than Texas, that Tulane is better than Notre Dame,
Right.
or Miami? You know what I mean? Just these other schools. And they're justifying my point by making them 20-plus point underdogs in these games.
Yeah. Right.
And so they're just running over them. And why? Last night was great. Alabama, Oklahoma, powerhouses in college football.
Awesome atmosphere.
And so
Awesome
I'm
game.
down on the format
Yeah.
of college football. Not necessarily the 12 teams. I think but you could find 12 teams where they could upset the other team.
Yeah.
You could do that in today's college football.
I mean, Notre Dame should be there.
Notre Dame, Texas probably could have been there.
Yeah.
There's a few other ones that probably could have been there. Tulane, and I get these automatic bids. They win their conference, but their conferences are not commensurate with the SEC or the Big 12 or wherever the other ones are.
It's like sticking in like an Ivy League school.
Yes.
I mean, they're good in the Ivy League, but they should not be playing against Oklahoma or Alabama.
Right. You have to play a legitimate powerhouse schedule to be considered for this. And to have these 2 walkover games that are going to happen today.
Yes.
And I mean, good for Tulane, good for James Madison, good for those schools.
Great exposure for them,
but
they're not going to win the football game. They're probably not even going to be competitive.
It's not even going to be competitive, and that's the problem that I have with it.
Yeah.
If you're going to do this, if you're going to do a legitimate college football playoff, then have the 12 best college football teams.
Right.
You're not going to get a game like you got last night. Last night was a very good college football game.
Great game. I mean, Oklahoma went up 17-0.
17-0 and then speaking of going up, the Bills went up on the Patriots a little bit too. We'll get to that one later.
What about how do you do it though? What's the best way to pick the 12 best teams? Done by the coaches?
I mean, that's a good question. No, I think it should be a combination of coaches, and there should be a select few writers that are qualified to do this, and then probably some sort of a committee that takes into these accounts, looks at strength of schedule, which is a huge part that they're not looking at. Their interconference play, how they do against other college football playoff teams.
I agree. I'm okay. Get rid of kind of the automatic bids. Like if you win the ACC, awesome. But if you're not one of the 12 best teams, then you don't get in. So kind of look at it that way, where if you win whatever, doesn't mean you automatically get into this top 12 teams.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with the other teams. I have a problem with with 2 teams where they're 20-point underdogs in these games.
Sure.
And these aren't like 1-12 games. These are 7-11 games, 5-12 games, or whatever they are. These aren't This is not like, in the college basketball in the bracket March Madness.
Yeah, you don't have the
You get a
16 and the 1.
16 and a 1. You don't have that.
Right.
This is a 5-12 game, I believe one of the games is, and the other one's a 6-11 game. And there's 20-point favorites.
Yeah. Should be that way.
So anyway, that's the problem that I have with this. It makes this not quite. You do not have the 12 best college teams playing.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
It's better than it has been, but you don't have the 12 best.
Yeah. So So not to defend the college football playoff format, but at least it's a start. So now we know where the issues are. Now they have to fix it. So, we've got 12 teams. There aren't 12 of the best, but maybe there are 8 of the best. And I like the college football playoff format. I like having essentially the playoffs.
Yeah.
Where you win, you go to the next round, and so forth. I like that. I think that was a long time coming.
I mean, as I think about this, I guess you could run some comparisons to the NFL. That the winner of the NFC East gets a bid into the playoffs, no matter what their record is.
Yeah, and you're going to look, and that's a great point, because if you look at the NFC West, I mean, there are 3 teams there that are powerhouses in the NFC West, and potentially not making the playoffs.
But I think when you have an open thing and you have as many college football teams, and they're just not all made equal.
No.
And that it is that simple. An SEC school year in and year out is significantly better than a MAC school or something like that.
Right.
So
Agreed.
that's my take on that.
All right. I just wanted a couple quick ones. You guys probably saw this, Dog. I'm sure you saw this. You're a big radio guy like us, right? Tim Saunders, he's the Flyers radio announcer. And his color guy is Todd Fedoruk. Ran into some hot water where Tim Saunders didn't realize that he had a hot mic, a live mic.
Are you going to repeat what he said?
I'm not going to repeat what he said. No, he had a hot mic, and he thought that they were at commercial break for a Flyers game, and he ended up saying something that is not safe for work. And his buddy, his color guy Todd Fedoruk, kind of let him know that his mic was hot. Tim thought it was funny and kind of laughed it off, but guess what? Tim ended up with a 2-game suspension from radio broadcasting the Flyers. My question for you guys is that obviously it was highly inappropriate. It was on the radio. It shouldn't have happened. You certainly didn't want kids to hear this. Is a 2-game suspension enough? And if it isn't enough, like if this were a different sport, would it have been more? Would he have potentially lost his job?
I think the whole thing played out fine.
Okay.
I do. This is somebody who's been broadcasting since 1997, if I read that right.
He's good. Yeah. And he's a veteran.
He's a veteran. He's been there for, coming up on 30 years. He doesn't have a history of putting his foot in his mouth, for lack of a better word.
Right.
And so I think that's okay. I do wish he would have owned it at the time and not laughed it off and realized like, oh, I'm so sorry for anybody that heard that. Exactly. I think that probably would have gone over a little bit better.
Right.
But I think a 2-game suspension sends the message that, it's not appropriate, but we're relatively going to stand behind you.
Okay.
And it wasn't homophobic. It wasn't racist. It wasn't.
Right.
It was sexual in nature.
Yeah.
And I didn't get to the details on who he said this to.
Almost like middle school humor.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And so it wasn't. I think if it rose to something homophobic, something racist, or something like that, that's a different story.
Right.
But in this case, that wasn't it.
Doug, what are your thoughts?
You'd think that somebody of that magnitude who's been in the business for, as you guys mentioned, nearly 30 years would realize that the mic could always be on. You never know if your producer is, whatever that producer is doing, whether they forgot the break, whether it's a new producer and they're new at this, all sorts of, when you're on the microphone, and this has happened before. It's not the first time that this has happened. The hot mic has been on many times, and it's been leaked on YouTube for the likes of Joe Buck and Tom Brenneman. I'm sure Joe Buck hasn't said anything this offensive. The Tom Brenneman situation is why he was essentially excommunicated. He excommunicated himself before he got excommunicated from broadcasting, then came back, I think, last year or this year for the CW doing ACC college football. But this type of thing, a 2-game suspension, well, at the moment, it's a 2-game suspension. He might get fired at the end of the season or later on. We don't know.
Yeah, good point.
It's hard. One of the things, though, that I would like to say on this before we go to break is that it's not like it was 5 seconds after the they went to ad break.
No, he was
It
humming.
was like 30
Like
seconds,
he thought it was
30 or
really off.
40
You know,
seconds.
he
They were
was-
singing songs.
Yeah, they were just goofing.
Yeah.
Thinking it was dead air.
I mean,
Yeah.
and you and I, not that we're radio veterans or,
No. Yeah.
I mean, Dog has much more perspective on this than we do. But there are times that when we go to break, we kind of like double check to make sure
Yeah.
what we're talking. Not that we're saying anything inappropriate, but
No.
you know,
No, but usually we're talking about what are we going to talk about in our next segment.
Right.
We don't want that going out.
right.
So,
So yeah. Anyway, all right. When we come back, CJ is live from DC.
And if you're having trouble hearing us, listen anytime, anywhere. Just ask your smart device to play the Pulse of NH.
Are you someone who loves networking and seeking a new opportunity to grow financially? Are you tired of the same old 9-to-5 job where every day is the same? So, Media, the home of this radio station you're loving right now. We're accepting resumes for dynamic and driven marketing consultants to join our team. If you're passionate about radio, music, events, digital, and the idea of helping businesses grow, it's time we met. Our marketing consultants have the autonomy to create their own schedule, say yes when others say no, enjoy comp plans like you've never seen in media sales, and spend their days in the communities that matter to them. At Benny Media, you'll be a crucial part of our team that is dedicated to helping businesses succeed while enjoying the process. And the best part, no income limits. The harder you work, the more you can earn. To learn more and submit your resume today, simply text opportunity to 78,000. That's opportunity to 78,000. We can't wait to meet you.
Attention homeowners, do you have missing, torn, or curled shingles, or maybe finding pieces of shingles on the ground? These are signs that your roof may need replacement. Your roof is key to your investment of your home, so you are going to want a reliable and experienced roofing company to install a new roof. You are going to want New Heights Roofing. Don't let the tough New Hampshire weather take further toll on your roof. Protect your home with a new roof before it leaks with New Heights Roofing. New Heights Roofing is fully insured, giving you peace of mind knowing that your home is in good hands. New Heights Roofing serves the greater Concord area and even provides full financing. Whether you need a new asphalt shingle or even a sleek metal roof, they have the skill and professionalism and are certified in installing high-quality shingles from GAF, ensuring durability and longevity. New Heights Roofing also installs metal roofing, windows, and vinyl siding. Don't risk your home with a compromised roof. Schedule your free consultation today at newheightsroofingnh.com. New Heights Roofing, taking your home to new heights.
Scott Lawson of the Lawson Group on standard operating procedures.
You should have standard operating procedures for any task, job, piece of equipment, machinery that you work on. And part of that standard operating procedure should be the safety requirements. And the safety requirements don't mean personal protective equipment and guards. It should be the training and education and tools that are required to make the product safe. And I always try to draw the conclusion for companies when we talk about this stuff to say, you don't do it for the name of safety. You do it for safety, productivity, and quality. Because all the behaviors that it takes to produce a lot of stuff with high quality are the same behaviors it takes to do it safely. Most companies just don't work that way.
So while I have you, do you have any quick kind of advice?
Think it through. You do it right the first time. You don't create a lot of scrap. You don't create a lot of waste. You're very efficient with what you do.
For workplace safety information on everything from indoor air quality and hazardous materials management to noise exposure, wellness consulting, and workman's comp, it's the Lawson Group. Go to thelawsongroup.com.
coming up at noon, we talk tech with Kim Commando. In the meantime, we're back to Mike and the Hoss on the Pulse of New Hampshire.
Yeah. Wolfsboro Road.
I'm on that.
Actions quick to late. Mike on the mic. Playing boss. Wolfsboro Broad nights where the snow gets tossed.
All right, welcome back to Mike and the Hoss. As promised, we have CJ is calling in live. CJ fills in for J-Dog when J-Dog goes on vacation or any of his sports adventures. Thank you. And we always can count on CJ to kind of guide us, and he's a great friend of the show. CJ, how are you?
I'm doing good. How about yourself, guys? Thanks for letting me hop on. And I wanted to give you a quick congratulations on your 100th episode last week.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thanks,
Appreciate
DJ.
it.
We're impressed. We said off air you starting your tailgating early, a 5 o'clock game, and you're there at 11:30. That's very impressive. Shout out to you. Let's quickly talk about tailgating. What are your essentials for a CJ tailgate?
I'm a burger kind of guy. I like to go for the burgers. We got the George Foreman we brought down. the trip. We got like a burger is usually my go-to. Maybe like a nice cold beverage is like really the simple things. But I'm also a fan of like if you got like a chili or a soup or something because you can get cold in the parking lot and you want to get like a nice warm like quick cup of soup or something. I don't know, like something like that, like a chili, something like a crock pot you can bring is always like a good tailgate food. I feel like.
That sounds good. Hey, it's a big game, obviously, for the Eagles. A good chance here to really take the NFC East, correct?
Yeah, if we win this game, I believe we clinch the East and clinch a playoff spot. Of course, I mean, right now it feels as though the East is already clinched for Philly. Not that they're not going. Of course, we've had collapses in the past, but with Washington shutting down Jaden Daniels, the Cowboys losing last week to the Vikings. And the Giants, of course, have been just riddled with injuries all season. It feels as though it's already locked up. But this is a big game still for Philly because we do want to clinch that playoff spot and kind of give yourself a little breather for the last 3 weeks rolling into the season.
Yeah. Hey, CJ, we've talked about the Eagles a little bit this year as far as what's wrong with them. They won the Super Bowl last year. They were getting booed out of their own stadium. The offense has struggled. A.J. Brown is unhappy. He's requested trades. What do you think is the overall problem with the Philadelphia Eagles, considering that they won a Super Bowl last year?
If you look at look 2 years ago, or even 3 years ago when we lost the Chiefs, right? Like when we lost the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, we made that very good run, and the Eagles looked incredible. And then the next season we came back, and it seems like every year the Eagles do good. Sirianni gains this confidence as though like I did good, the Eagles did good, we made it to the Super Bowl. I want more responsibility. Let me pick my play caller or whatever, because we've had a different offensive coordinator or a different play caller every single season since we've gotten Jalen Hurts. It's this year. It really feels as though like Patullo, the offensive coordinator for Philly, is just not making the right calls, or his play calling is very predictable. And every time Nick Sirianni is in charge of like selecting that play caller, that's when our team seems to be doing its worst. And then like last year, Sirianni wasn't in charge of picking the play caller. The front office had selected Kellen Moore, and Kellen Moore was an incredible play caller. And it was the front office who decided to put him in that position. So then obviously Kellen Moore goes to New Orleans, and Sirianni decides, hey, I did really good last year. We made the Super Bowl. I think I deserve the right to pick my play caller. I want my guy in there. And Patullo isn't really doing a good job. If you look at half of the plays that this offense runs, it's like a halfback dive, Saquon right up the middle, and obviously Saquon does better when you get him into space. So it's like, even as a fan, I know that. So and you think if I know that, all these NFL teams can read your offense that easy. So I think that's the big problem. Of course, there's other stuff that we're not going to be able to know going inside the locker room. Like you said, A.J. Brown has had a lot of problems this season with chemistry, and it seems as though him and Jalen Hurts sometimes are on the same page. But I think all of that can be mended and worked out when the team is more successful and the vibes feel good. I feel as though you can kind of look past stuff like that. Like there was probably some of that chemistry stuff going on last year too, but because the team was more successful, it didn't really come up as much, if that makes sense.
Well, CJ, one of the things that you and Dog do, you're the co-host of Bet This, and I know that you're not working this weekend, but I'm going to make you work a little bit right now. For those of us that enjoy betting, what would be a good bet this weekend, whether it's at the Philadelphia game or the NFL or the college football playoffs? What are your thoughts?
Well, I honestly am excited about the Eagles game. Obviously, my bet of the week, or my lock of the week on our show, I took the Eagles spread as my lock of the week, but a parlay that I threw together. I had Darren Waller getting 3 receptions this weekend. Darren Waller is on the tight ends for the Dolphins. The Dolphins are playing the Bengals this week. The Bengals give up more catches and more receiving yards to tight ends than any other team in the league. I have Jahmyr Gibbs getting 5 receptions. He has been on fire. Over the past 4 weeks, I believe he's averaging 6 catches a game as a running back. So I have him getting 5 catches. I bumped it down on. And they're playing the Steelers, who have one of the bottom 5 pass defenses in the league. So I thought that would be a good, lock there. And then Quinshon Jenkins, I have as an anytime touchdown scorer against the Bills. The Bills' run defense hasn't been better. Although the Bills look incredible right now, I feel like if anyone's going to score for Cleveland, it'd probably be Quinshon. So a little parlay there I threw together. That's probably my safe bet. But the true lock of the week is the Eagles -7 over Washington. I don't think Washington's going to be able to hang today. Philly's coming off of a really good game against Vegas, a make-right game, if you will. And I think this is hopefully going to be another make-right game, kind of keep the team trending in the right direction as we end the season.
I don't disagree with you. I think the Eagles, when a team shuts down their quarterback or goes to their backup quarterback they're out of the playoff picture, to me it says we're looking for draft picks. At that point, it's that we're playing for draft picks, and I think that's where Washington is. They had that big year last year. Jaden Daniels obviously came back to earth this year, partly because of injury, but I think that the shine was shined off of him, really.
Yeah.
Defenses figured him out. I don't think that Washington's going to show up to play today, and Philadelphia has a lot to play for. So that's where I'm at with that. Exactly. But I want to ask CJ and Dog, if you want to jump in on this, did you catch the DraftKings story that was happening in Massachusetts this week about the guy that bet the parlays on and I forget the Toronto hitter. Maybe you guys remember his name, but
I don't remember the hitter, but I remember it. I saw this.
So the story was that they had him for 8 hits. The over-under was 8 hits.
Okay.
But DraftKings did not. So if you bet him to have 8 or more hits, then he obviously had 7 hits. He had 6 hits. He had 5 hits, and so on. They didn't turn off they let those bets active for him to have 1 hit, 2 hits, 3 hits, 4 hits, 5 hits. Mm-hmm. And so this bettor figured it out. And so he parlayed all of them. He parlayed, he's going to have 8. He's going to have 7. He's going to have 6. He's going to have 5. And so he ended up putting down $12,000, and he won $950,000 on this bet.
Wow.
Because he got 8 hits. DraftKings went to the Massachusetts Board of Betting, or whatever they were called, gaming, and tried to get it nullified because they said it was fraud. And the Massachusetts Gaming Board said, no, you screwed up.
Yeah,
pay
it's your mistake.
You guys, as 2 guys who run a betting show, what are your thoughts on that? Did DraftKings mess up? Should they have been released out of this, or does this guy just beat the system?
I think DraftKings messed up. I think they have to pay up. It's their responsibility to make sure their product is working right. And I understand that this guy's obviously finding a loophole, but when I go to make that same bet, I wanted to go to the Eagles game today, for instance, and I wanted to say Jalen Hurts is going to get 3 passing touchdowns, and I tried to parlay it with 2 passing touchdowns and 1 passing touchdown. It's obviously not going to work for me. It's not going to let me do that. So, that's DraftKings stopping me from doing it. So in theory, in my eyes, this guy didn't do anything wrong. He found a loophole. They should have fixed it. It's their mistake, and they should have to pay up. I saw a video that it's funny you brought this up. I saw a video of a guy talking on social media, and he said essentially, if DraftKings didn't catch this guy doing it, if he didn't win this bet, this guy went to the commission board and was like, hey, I lost $12,000 on a bet that couldn't have been able to happen anyways. You think DraftKings is going to pay him back his $12,000? No way. So it's definitely DraftKings' fault. They have to pay up. They already have been told they have to pay up. So I think this guy's in the right. Good on him for catching a loophole. It's probably the one chance that he's going to get to do that. It's not going to ever happen again. So congratulations to him.
I agree with you. I think that good for him.
Absolutely. CJ, first of all, thanks so much for joining us. You're down there in our nation's capital. What's before we let you go? I know you obviously got the game this afternoon or this evening, technically. What are you doing? What are you doing for the rest of the weekend while you're down there?
So we went to the Air and Space Museum yesterday. Tomorrow we are hitting the Natural History Museum, and then we're also going to go to the Wizards game tomorrow night. Tickets were like $27 for a ticket. They're playing the Spurs, so we're going to try and get to see Wemby. And then probably just hitting a couple of bars, trying to catch a couple of sports games on TV if we can get a chance, and just bouncing around, trying to see as much museums and stuff as we can. We saw the White House yesterday, some memorials as well tomorrow. So just trying to see as much as we can while we're down here.
Well,
Awesome.
great. Enjoy our nation's capital. Enjoy the Eagles game. Fly, Eagles, fly. I do certainly hope they win. I know you're a huge fan, and that'll be great. And we'll catch you when you get back to New Hampshire. Enjoy your time away.
Thanks, CJ.
Thanks, guys. I'll catch you later.
Got it.
All right. So even though it was kind of New Hampshire sports because CJ lives in New Hampshire and he was down in DC.
Yeah.
New Hampshire sports is brought to you by
Bailey's Bubble, family owned and operated. Bailey's Bubble in downtown Wolfboro serves the finest ice cream in the state from May through October. If you can't make it to Wolfboro for ice cream, you can still order their hot fudge, panucci, and butterscotch sauces at baileysbubble.com. My favorite is their homemade hot fudge. When placing your order, don't forget to tell them that Mike and the Hoss sent you.
All right. When we come back, it's trivia time.
107.7 WTPL, the pulse of New Hampshire.
Rugs create space. When you start off with a rug, it's much easier to adapt to the rug. It's a little bit harder to adapt a rug to a space that already exists or already has furniture in it. And then there are times when I say no to rugs.
Jody Sleeper from American Cottage in Guilford, which specializes in U.S.-made furniture, custom and design services, handmade rugs, and gorgeous lighting.
There's times where I go into a dining room and some people say, well, I need a rug here as well. And you don't. You don't always. Sometimes if you're into having a bunch of little rugs everywhere, you might as well get wall-to-wall carpeting. I don't sell it, but I can certainly help you pick out something that's cool.
For handmade rugs and custom home furnishings and gifts, visit American Cottage, open Monday through Friday from 10 to 5, Saturday 10 to 3. In-house consulting is always available, so visit American Cottage at 9 Guilford East Drive or call for an appointment, 877-263-7268, 877-263-7268.
We hear it all the time. I wish I'd known about this sooner. Why didn't my doctor tell me this could help? Hi, this is Dr. Stephanie and Dr. Brooke from Crossroads Chiropractic. After 25 years on the radio, we hope you know that misalignments in your spine could be the cause of unwanted secondary health conditions like neck pain, sciatica, low back pain, migraine headaches, and even things like asthma, digestive problems, or infant colic.
Shifts in the spine, called subluxations, can happen at any age, from slips and falls, car accidents, poor posture, sports, and even the birth process.
We hope you know that only chiropractors are qualified to detect and correct subluxations in the spine.
Make a date with us. Find out how chiropractic can help you with an initial visit at Crossroads Chiropractic. This month, a complete exam with any necessary x-rays is just $59 at our 4 convenient locations in Pembroke, Meredith, Bedford, and Epping. Call 603-575-9080 or visit us on the web at crossroadschiropractic.com.
This holiday season, give the gift of fun at Fun Spot, the largest arcade in the world. For over 70 years, families and friends have been making memories with over 600 games, from classic favorites to the rarest games on earth. Challenge your skills at 20 lanes of traditional or candlepin bowling, 18 holes of indoor mini golf, and kiddie rides for the little ones. Fun Spot truly has something for everyone. Hungry from all the fun? Grab a bite at the Dragon Dragon Restaurant or enjoy a festive drink or craft beer at the tavern. Still searching for the perfect gift? Fun Spot gift cards make everyone's holidays brighter, and if you can't make it in, they'll ship them to you for free. From young to old, everyone loves Fun Spot. This holiday season, give the gift of fun, excitement, and memories that will last a lifetime. Open every day, all year round. Find them on Route 3, Weirs Beach, Laconia, or visit funspotnh.com. This holiday, give fun, excitement, and memories that last a lifetime. Find them on Route 3, Weirs Beach, Laconia, or at funspotnh.com.
Get in touch with the show anytime at thepulseofnh.com and on the free to download Pulse of NH app. Now, back to Mike and the Haas on the Pulse of New Hampshire.
Mike and the Haas, Sports Talk Classics in New England. Magic broadcast fantastic.
Two raps. We had 2 raps going on today. Dog's trying to get underneath my skin.
Good stuff. He knows that I like it.
That must be it. All right, it's time for trivia. Get your phones ready. We're brought to you by Lucas Roasting today.
Yes, Lucas Roasting Company on King Street in beautiful Back Bay, Wolfboro serves up delicious coffee, tea, espresso, and lattes, freshly roasted right in the cafe. Voted New Hampshire's best coffee 5 years running. They offer over 40 single origin coffees and blends, perfect for personal or large business orders. Visit Wednesday through Saturday, 7 to 3, or order anytime at lucasroasting.com and have great coffee shipped right to your door. You're going to get a chance today to win an online gift card when you call in from Lucas Roasting Company. Thank you, Lucas Roasting Company. All right, trivia, get ready. The number you need, 603-228-2080. 603-228-2080. Who is the only two-time Heisman Trophy winner in college football history? Who is the only two-time Heisman Trophy winner in college football history? If you know, 603-228-2080, 603-228-2080 to win a Lucas Roasting Company online gift card.
We're going to talk about some comebacks. I want to just do a quick Celtics and Bruins minute. Celtics tonight are in Toronto. You can listen to that on the Pulse, 6:30 pregame, 7:05 tip-off. Big game for them. They won last night, so they're coming off the back-to-back.
Yeah. This is a great chance because the Celtics right now are fourth in the East, and they win tonight against Toronto. They'll be third.
Yeah. And we talked a lot about the Bruins last week. The Bruins are also playing tonight. They're coming off a loss, actually, to Connor McDavid the other night. I don't know if you watched any of the Bruins game. Connor McDavid he's all world in terms of his speed on what he could do. And as a hockey player, it's just our hockey coach now. It's pretty impressive to watch. But we want to talk about comebacks.
We do. Athletic comebacks. So we obviously this kind of started with the fact that one of our favorite quarterbacks, Phillip Rivers, at least one of my favorites, has returned. He's made the comeback, and he played last week, and he actually played quite well for an old guy coming in for the Colts.
Pretty well.
44 years old, and that's exciting. So there are some other athletes that are either talking about making a comeback or have made a comeback. So let's talk about an athlete that has made a comeback, Lindsey Vonn. She's come back, the skier. She achieved immediate and stunning success already. She had a historic victory where she won the World Cup downhill race in St. Moritz, Switzerland on December 12th. She's the oldest winner. She's 41 years old. She became the oldest athlete, male or female, to ever win an Alpine Ski World Cup race. Lindsey Vonn happens to also be the favorite skier of our friend Josh Spalding, friend of the show.
Josh's 50th birthday party tomorrow.
Absolutely. And she, Lindsey Vonn, retired back in 2019 because just her body was kind of falling apart, and she underwent, partial knee surgery. She started lifting weights and running, and she is back, baby. And her goal is set on the 2026 Winter Olympics in Italy. So that's exciting. So, that's awesome.
That's good. That's awesome. And I'm all for that.
Yeah.
Before we go to the next one, Tom from Greenland has an answer for trivia.
Awesome.
Tom, what do you got?
So the answer to your question is Tony Dorsett from the University of Pittsburgh, 1975, 76, I believe.
It wasn't Tony Dorsett. I do like Tony Dorsett, but he did not win the Heisman Trophy twice. I'll give you a hint. You are in the time period. You are correct. It is in the 70s, but it was someone prior.
And it was Archie Griffin at Ohio State.
I don't know, Doug. So Doug's going to have to break down the rules. You, sir, are correct with the answer. It is Archie Griffin. Archie Griffin, the running back for the Ohio State Buckeyes. He won in 1974 and 1975. He is the only two-time Heisman Trophy winner in college football history. I want to thank you. Love that you're listening to the show. Love that you called in. I'm going to let you go off air to talk to J-Dog. Thank you so much. Yeah. All right. So our trivia today, once again, was sponsored by Lucas Roasting Company. Thank you so much. So we were talking about comeback. We're talking about comebacks. And here's the other one. Can I do it, or you want to do it?
No, you got it.
All right. Okay. So the other one, and this might be a bit of a joke, but you never know with this guy. And you guys all know him, especially if you're a New England sports fan. And it is Rob Gronkowski, Gronk. So Gronk has put some parameters around whether or not he would come back. He's 36 years old. He hasn't played football in quite some time. He said that he would consider coming out of retirement again, right? These are his parameters. If Rob Gronkowski were to come back, he'd be practice squad only. He's only going to return to the team's practice squad. He doesn't want to be on active rosters. The schedule: he's only going to practice on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. The paycheck: he would want a legitimate bonus, and he said a legitimate bonus like $1 million paid right away. And the reason, his purpose, he said, would be to give teams great looks on the scout team to get our guys better, specifically showing them the looks of tight ends that they are facing that week. And obviously the other piece was he would only join the practice squad of a team that's going to the playoffs. So that's what Rob has kind of put out there.
I mean, I think it's a partial joke. I think that he would obviously do this.
Yeah.
But I don't think. I
Who's
mean,
paying you $1 million to be in the
we
practice
love
squad?
Gronk. We love
Yeah.
Gronk, and I'm sorry, that's just it's not realistic that a team's going to do that to be on the practice squad.
Right. You need to play in a game.
And also, who does he think he is?
Right.
I'm sorry.
Well, maybe the greatest tight end of all time.
I'm fine, but he's not offering those services to make your team competitive on Sunday.
Yeah, he's
offering them to help scout team stuff.
Yeah, to try to help your team get better, but not actually being on the field game day.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
He would have to, but this is my take. Let's say Rob Gronkowski did this and he got on practice squad. The competitive juices would be flowing. He'd be like, forget it, I'm playing on Sunday.
That would be a good story.
That would be a great story.
Getting back to the Phillip Rivers thing, I wonder if the phone call rang for Tom Brady. If the phone rang for Tom Brady in that whole situation.
I bet it.
I mean, wouldn't you rather have Brady back than Rivers?
Obviously.
I know there was some part of that.
Obviously.
He played for Indianapolis. He understood the offense. So there was that
I think
angle
so, but
to
I
it.
don't think the phone could ring for Brady because of the ownership with the Raiders.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think the phone would have been, I think they would have driven to Tom Brady's house and said, get in. We would have taken you, but you can't. They couldn't because of the ownership piece.
Do you think that, and we'll go to break here in a second, but do you think that Tom Brady was kind of like twisting in his seat as he saw old man Rivers out there? When
I bet.
I mean, have you seen Brady? He looks like he could play right now. He looks
better now.
24.
He looks better now than he did when he came into the league.
And whenever they kept, they're doing something and he's throwing balls.
He's throwing dimes.
He could still do it.
Absolutely.
He could do it. Yeah. All right. When we come back, we're talking Patriots and picks and dogs on a heater right now. So we'll be right back.
This is the Pulse of New Hampshire, 107.7 WTPL.
Sear Lumber in Warner is your go-to hardware store for winter. Conveniently located just off exit 7 on I-89. Swing on in and grab your New Hampshire winter needs. Grab a bag of ice melt or rock salt. Pick up a new shovel and roof rake for removing heavy snow and protecting your vehicles and home. Have a wood pellet stove? Sear Lumber has hardwood pellets available with free delivery for 3 or more tons. It's never too late in the season to replace drafty doors or windows. Sear has top-of-the-line Therma-Tru, Masonite, TrustGuard, and Anderson products that are sure to save you on your heating bills. For contractors and homeowners, Sear Lumber offers free estimating services. So if you have a project and need a professional estimate, Sear Lumber is here and ready to help you set that project into motion. And don't forget, your Sear Lumber location in Warner is a fully stocked Ace Hardware store for all your home project needs. Just off exit 7 on I-89, open 7 days a week, and online at SearLumber.com.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BOOST25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
When you switch to Progressive, you could save bundling your home and auto. Then you could put that money towards some of the surprisingly more expensive things in life.
Attention passengers, we've reached 10,000 feet and internet is now available for purchase.
I just paid hundreds for this flight, and
I
you
can tell
can't
you that
find
because
internet?
I'll
I'll just take the free pretzels.
Sorry, but I do have snack boxes for sale.
I'm just going to sleep.
In that case, we are selling pillows and blankets as well.
Ravens
I'll
have
just
more.
breathe.
Hey,
That's
so that
free,
they
right?
can-
Life costs a lot, so bundle and you could save with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
49ers.
You love to travel? Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy.
I can't believe the
Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
You're listening to the Granite State's own Mike and the Hoss on the Pulse of New Hampshire.
Attaboy, dog. Attaboy. Much better. Our New England Patriots had a tough, no, they didn't have a tough, we had a tough half of the game. And I described the game against the Bills as a tale of two halves.
Yes.
Where the first half, they were all world.
Yeah.
And the Bills did not look really good.
No.
But I had posted, dog, I posted, not tweeted, I posted, do not get overconfident, Patriots fans, for a couple reasons. The Patriots play crappy in the second half. They have all year, and the Bills play great in the second half. And with all due respect to Josh Allen, he is he just doesn't go away. He doesn't go away. He doesn't shut it down or anything like that. So,
well, that's why he's the MVP.
Yes, he is the current MVP. Did that game affect Drake May's MVP status?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, I mean, if Drake May were able to come back and beat the Bills, he's automatically the MVP, I think.
Yeah.
I
think Vegas, he dropped the third in the MVP voting after the game.
I get that. But, we're going to see how it plays out.
And then you saw Matthew Stafford's game on this past Thursday night, which I want to talk about for a second. He had a great game, threw on 400 plus yards. Drake May has never thrown for 300 yards.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And Stafford's putting up 400. And I know there's some things that we're going to talk about in that game. One of the narratives that I'm really tired of talking about is the refereeing in the NFL.
Yeah.
It is every single week. And I get it. It's suspect.
Yeah.
It is. There's suspect calls in every freaking game. And we saw Vrabel talk about it after the game. And I didn't feel as I watched that game, there was some calls obviously that didn't go the Patriots' way and blah, blah, blah. But I didn't feel like it was as egregious as the New Orleans Saints game when we saw that. I know that the interception that whoever had it, I forget it was, Marcus Jones had it. It was Marcus Jones that they ruled it a catch for the other team plus a pass interference, which hard understanding. I get Vrabel's point. And he parsed his words pretty well. He said, I just want clarification.
Yeah.
He says, I just don't know. Every single play is called differently, and I don't understand it. And he's 100% right that there's not any consistency. And is there not consistency because they're moving at light speed and the referees are humans?
Right.
Is that the reason? Is that the problem?
I think so, because anytime you slow anything down in any sport, then you can oh, yeah, there it is. But obviously this at real speed, I think they're doing the best they can. So does that bring us into should we be replaying everything? I don't know.
I think they're getting better. The calls from in the headsets, and they're changing calls. I get that. I like that part. But then it doesn't seem to be used even in that game. They used it for a play that favored the Patriots, but they didn't use it for a play that would have favored the Bills, in the first half.
Yeah.
But they didn't use it for the Marcus Jones play.
Yeah.
They didn't even go to review.
Yeah. So I mean, that's the point. Just use it for every play, like for any play that seems to be controversial. Just use it.
I don't know. I'm just tired of the narrative. I'm tired of not being able to trust what I'm seeing.
Yeah. And the other part is that we have it in our heads now too, because everything goes back to Vegas.
Yeah.
Are these calls being made? People say, and I don't think this is true, they're calling down to the referees on the field. Las Vegas is calling, whoever these people in Las Vegas are, saying, this needs to happen. I mean, I don't believe that.
But it's ruining it right now. It's ruining the game, because if I watch a game and I watch a play, especially if it's a game that I feel like I have something at stake in it, whether I bet something on it or it's the Patriots or whatever, and there is a play that favors my team.
Yeah.
the first thing I'm doing is looking for the yellow ticker on the screen that says flag.
Yeah.
Or penalty or whatever. It says flag. That's the very first thing that I'm doing before I celebrate the play.
You celebrate, yeah.
I'm looking for that.
Think about it if you were speaking of the Rams Seahawks game, when the Seahawks did not get the 2-point conversion, but then actually did get the 2-point conversion.
Well, that was the kind where I wanted to circle around to that. He just picked the ball up on the end zone as if the play was over.
Like everybody, all the players are dejected on the Seahawks, and then all of a sudden it's overturned.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't get it. And I think that, some of the Rams players and coaches, rightfully so, called out that play. It says, what are we doing?
Yeah.
And so it comes down to the trust level of the league. And I'm not going to the betting part. We've done that earlier.
We did. Yeah.
I'm just going to the competency of the referees in terms of affecting the product in a positive way.
Right.
And right now, the product I don't think is affected, because if I'm just looking for flags, that's all I'm looking. There was the play that the interception play or whatever it was. No, it was the play that Drake made through the interception on. They were just throwing the ball deep to try to get a flag.
Yeah.
That's all that was.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything else. It wasn't like
and you used to think, well, there's a 50-50 chance, but I think now it's more of a 75-25% chance you're going to get a flag.
Yeah. All right. As I mentioned before we went to break, Dog is on a 10-0 heater. He's undefeated in the last 2 weeks.
Woo.
He has caught Charlie.
Wow.
He has caught Charlie, and he's sniffing on my heels. So the first game that we have this week is the Packers at the Bears.
Where's your hat, Dog?
Yeah, you get the shirt.
You have the hat. There you go.
I'm going with the Packers. I don't trust the Bears in any way. I know the Bears are playing well. Oh, we got to get to the poll question too, but let's just do this quickly. So Packers at the Bears. I got the Packers.
I got the Packers.
Packers.
All right, next game is a good one. Jaguars at the Broncos. I think the Broncos are separating themselves as a legit team, especially after beating the Pack last week. And so I got the Broncos.
The air is thin in Denver. Denver's going to win.
Broncos.
Steelers at the Lions. Both teams have a lot at stake in this one. Lions are home. I don't trust the Steelers. I don't like Aaron Rodgers. I enjoy rooting against him, so I get Detroit.
I'm going with the Lions.
Lions.
49ers at the Colts. The 49ers are better than we thought they were.
Yes.
And the Colts are not as good as we thought they were. Phillip Rivers is getting the start. This is a Monday night game. I get the 49ers.
I'm not rooting against the 49ers as much as I want Phillip Rivers to play well. 49ers.
Niners.
All right, we're consistent so far. All right, Patriots at the Ravens, Sunday night game. Patriots coming off a loss. Ravens coming off a shutout win against Cincinnati. I've got the Ravens beating the Patriots. I'm sorry, Patriots fans. I've got the Ravens winning this game.
The Ravens have a lot more at stake than the New England Patriots. The Ravens are at home. The Ravens beat the Patriots.
The Pats knocked the Ravens out of the playoffs on Sunday night in prime time. Pats.
Oh, I like it, though.
That's the only change we have is the Pats.
So I could be last place.
You could be in last place on Tuesday morning. You could be in last place. All right, we have time. Dog, poll question last week and this week?
Last week on X at Pulse of NH, the poll question was, will the Red Sox sign Alex Bregman? 58.6% saying no, 41.4% saying yes. Got a lot of votes on this one, guys. Now, this upcoming Thursday, there's not going to be one, not two, but 3 NFL games because you've got 2 on Netflix and you have 1 on Prime Video as it's Thursday Night Football. Will you watch all 3 of the NFL games on Christmas? Yes or no?
I'm a yes because then I'm going to put lineups in.
Yeah.
And why not?
I'm probably a no. I mean, I'll watch some.
Well, I should say that. I'm not going to watch all
games.
3. I'm not going to watch all 3. I'll be in and out of all 3.
Yeah.
And I'll probably sit down and watch a game. Yeah. But I guess the way we phrase that, all 3 of them is kind of a marathon. Some people will.
Yeah.
Some
sure,
people will.
Of course.
I like holiday football.
Yeah.
Even though they're stinkers.
Yeah. They really don't mean much, but yeah.
I'm assuming Netflix is kind of bummed about that.
Yeah.
A little bummed about that because these games at the beginning of the year were looking pretty good.
They were
pretty solid. So, any big plans for Christmas?
Just Christmas Eve. We're gonna go to my wife's family. It's a tradition. Looking forward to it, and then we'll be home on Christmas Day.
Dog, what about you? Any big plans?
No, just eating. Cheat day.
Enjoy.
Enjoy the cheat day.
All right.
Merry Christmas,
Merry
everybody.
Christmas, everybody.
Have a great week.